go.
And now for your listening, and maybe not even for your pleasure, straight out of Milwaukee, where we're under flood advisories, the least talked about podcast in Wisconsin, Hip or Critical. Your outlet to let us praise or vent on all things that, in the end, really, really don't matter. I'm MoKE, M-O-K-E, Shock the MoKE, and I'm here with Al3xaMKE. How you doing, Alexa?
I'm doing great. Yeah, it's really dark out here, and it's raining, and I know if I go down the park...
You had lost power.
That is...
We didn't know if we were going to do this today.
You know, my power went out. I told you about that.
So we're lucky we're even up and going, you know.
Hey, we're up and going. And
is Roger in the back somewhere on the pedals, you know, keeping the power going?
Yeah.
Or
I've got the dog, the 2 cats, and Roger on the bicycle, you know, like Ed Bagley Jr.
Yes. Yep. Boy, he is the man who cooks the cooking oil in the car, that's for sure.
Yeah, it is, you know, and that does work because I knew a guy who raced who actually did that. He put cooking oil in his diesel truck to get back and forth to the track. So that was.
You know, listen, I already got a ice cream truck that goes by me that I hear and can't catch when it goes by because he doesn't go in our subdivision, doesn't think there's enough kids. If I'm having a cars whizzing by with cooking oil and smell like fries all the time, I'm gonna be. Where's the fry truck? Where's the fry truck?
Oh, just a little thing. I wanted to let you know your restaurant idea. My husband says he wants you to do that sooner rather than later.
Okay. Well, as soon as we start breaking in the money here, I'm using that to start
That's semi-retirement, right?
Right. Exactly. Right.
Oh, cool. Well, let's talk about our hip happenings. There's not a whole lot going on. I know this last weekend I did go to the Third Ward Art Festival. We've done that before. It was a lot of fun. I only spent like $20 because I'm a cheap ass, but yeah, it was cool. There's always music there, good food. People are selling lemonade and drinks, and all the restaurants were open and the shops. That was pretty cool. You
nice weekend. A guy up by my folks has had a birthday party. A bunch of his buddies. You know, they're all 20 years older than me. They're great guys. Walks of life everywhere, and they're into the Dude and and our movie. So of course I went as the Rug from jeez, my gosh, the Dude movie.
Big Lebowski.
Big Lebowski.
And you couldn't even remember the name.
All I can think of is Dude. It's Dude. It's the Dude, man. No, it's not Lebowski. I'm the Dude, man. You know, so he liked the movie, so I wore my rug again, and you know, I tied the party in together. The rug really did, you know.
Yeah,
and then at the end, my sister had a friend over, and he's from Switzerland, and he was yodeling, and I was asleep already at that time of night, of course. But I wish I could have heard that. He's a yodeler. He's actually a yodeler. So yes, yeah. So he yodeled, and people the next day were like, he would hold a note. And it would just go on. You know, they were just mesmerized by yodeling. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's, you know, the cliche is Ricola. Where do you think they got that from, you know?
Yep. Well, that's funny. Oh, my God. Well, and, of course, you slept through the good part, so.
Yes, always.
That's awesome. Well, I know you wanted to talk about Comet TV.
Well, you're always cutting the cord. You're talking about cutting the cord.
I'm a cord cutter.
And here I am, I'm sitting there and watching my TV, and all of a sudden they go, Mystery Science Theater 3000 back on. And I'm like, oh, where? Comet TV. Oh, what's Comet TV? 24.2. Oh, that's broadcast.
It is broadcast.
Yeah, it's on Evil TWC as well. They get it, but they're the only other ones that have a taste of this thing, which is a new sci-fi channel. It's got Dead Like Me on it, which I love. I don't know. You know the guy from Princess Bride? My name is, and I'm going to kill you, you know?
Your name is, what is it?
Right, Montoya, right. He's like one of the main guys in it. It's about reapers that have to go around and take people's soul before they die, and everything that goes into that. Great show, old show. It was like a Showtime or something. So it's a little risque in that spot. You know, you're not getting normal TV.
Oh, that show. I remember that show.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
She got killed by a toilet seat. Yeah. She came back. Yeah, Georgie. Yeah, and they back when there was the writer's strike was on, and we got to see Dexter on TV, and they chopped up Dead Like Me for a little bit. So it's funny.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. And related to your broadcast thing, I read on the internet in the broadcasting cable for the business of television, broadcast TV is still consumers' #1 choice for watching TV. So people aren't watching Dish and Direct and Time Warner and all that, you know, the most. They're actually watching broadcast TV the most, which I found really fascinating. And you're finding good stuff on broadcast as well.
Well, just it. I mean, you know, I want that chase. I'm trying to figure out how do I get my. I gotta get some rabbit ears now. I gotta get some rabbit ears. That's all there is to it, you know.
It's not rabbit ears. I told you, you got to get that little leaf. There's different types of the digital antennas, and that's the way to go.
Yeah, I know you got to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, you had a bunch
related to that, you have a new feature that's coming out for it as well.
I am doing cord cutting, and let's see, I gotta look here. I am going to be talking about cord cutting and whatnot, and so let me see if I can get this guy up here and do a little screen share for you guys. They're gonna ask me which one I want to screen share.
Oh, and it's got both Outer Limits is on there, the old ones and the new ones.
Yeah, cool.
Gosh. All right,
that's awesome.
Go ahead. Okay. Sorry.
No, that's fine. So I'm going to be building that HTPCV.
Easy for you to say.
Basically, it's a media box. And so I have to choose my chassis or my case. And so I've chosen the Silverstone black aluminum. It's called the Series ML0. It is a micro ATX case for people who understand the foreign language that I'm speaking. But
the nerdism.
Yeah, I'm gonna order this off of Newegg. It's about $64 plus shipping. I don't know if this one has free shipping, but what you want to look for in a case is the features that you want. So this one had, you know, the USB 3.0 ports. The other ports that I'll put in will come with the video card I put in the TV tuner. But this is a micro ATX case, which means that it's a small form factor. I also have to be careful of the power supply I buy. And when you're building a HTPC, basically what you want to look for is trying to keep it quiet and getting a lot of airflow. So
right. They got the liquid cool now and all that.
I'm not going to do liquid cooled. I'm doing all fans. But the reason being that if you're watching a quiet scene in a movie, you don't want to have those fans fire up and go, woo, you know, in the middle of something that you're watching. So this is the case I've chosen. It looks to be a good choice. It gets 4 out of 5 eggs on Newegg, which all of the top-end cases got 4 out of 5 eggs. It had some features that I really liked, and I'll be discussing those as we build the PC. And when it comes in, I will do an unboxing, but not like a real.
Fantastic. That's when the endorphins really hit, is the unboxing. You know, they put people's brains opening a new phone, you know, the iPhone, and that's what it's all about, the opening the box. And the people's brains go nuts just opening the box, and you know, that first time they just, you know, screw it, like you know, whatever, you know.
Right. Yeah. So.
But you know, it's always that toy. You know, it's like, I'm gonna get open. What'd you get?
Right. Yeah. And there's a bunch of things we can put into this. But I will be discussing what graphics card I choose, the motherboard, the types of memory. You know, all the nuts and bolts that the nerds will understand, but everybody else will go, huh? But that's okay. Once it's built, it's going to be cool. And then I'll discuss the software that I'm going to put into it so that we can get it to run really well. I already picked out the TV card, so I'm kind of excited because it's a quad TV card. So, yay, I'll be able to have 4 screens on my TV.
We need that.
But yeah, so you're all excited about Comet TV. I'm finding I watch a lot more broadcast than I do cable as well. But you know, I guess once we completely cut the cord, we'll see where that all goes. Speaking of broadcast TV, we have a big Wisconsin thing happening this weekend, the first Packers game.
Packers game. And, listen, again, all this year, they're a team to beat. They're going to go all the way. Yeah, well, we went 15-1 one year. Okay, let's settle down. Let's just see what happens, and I trust them. I don't like the hype.
The season already?
This is like the movies. You know how I always say I don't read anything. I don't like to do anything. I watched like maybe 20 minutes of preseason because at most I watch that. So, but like anything, once you turn that channel on, you start getting into it again, and your commitment all of a sudden grows again. And I always laugh how they say, he was like, oh, he's sick, he's not feeling well, and he goes, he won't call you when you're sick. What the heck do you care what he's feeling? But that's what we do as fans. We commit ourselves. We
have to be the armchair quarterback. You got to make sure you have all those.
I'm a better ref than anybody, and I'm 600 miles away.
There you go. You can call it better. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be fun having the Packers, and I agree with you on the preseason. I still want my summer. I don't want to have football until.
It means the fall's here. Yeah.
Yep. So I agree. Speaking of cord cutting, though, the interesting thing that I saw on the internet this week was that on TechCrunch they were reporting that Plex is going to build a DVR feature into their software. So I think that's really going to be an interesting app. That's going to be a really kind of cool cord cutter thing, because it's one of the things you have to do if you're cutting cords and you want to record. You have to have a DVR or something to record. So I think this is kind of neat for people who don't have like certain things that can use the Plex feature to do that. And I think that'd be kind of neat going forward. Are you doing any of that? Do you do any like
I'm DVR, man. I'm a DVR. Yeah, I'm a DVR fiend. The new Hopper from Dish has 16 tuners. I would like 8. 16 even seems more to me. I have 4, and that's not enough. So.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've got.
If I like something on TV, I hit the record button first.
Yeah, that's a good idea. 3 for me. It's like we don't watch that much recorded TV. The big things we record are like Formula One, or if we're really busy, we'll record a Packer game and then watch it in the evening. But the DVR is important, but it's not like crazy. But I know some people live and die by the DVR, especially when they have kids, because they record the kids shows and then they can replay
it over and over. Yes. Now, hey, to move on a little bit, we got I had actually passed this article on to my daughter. She worked down at in Illinois. What did she call it? The place down there. She actually did some beekeeping down there, so I sent this along to her with this article you had sent.
Oh my God, yeah. Okay, so we're going to go on to just a little bit of discussion here. There's a lot of fear-mongering going on about the Zika virus and everything, and there's a lot of bills being passed or trying to be passed in Congress. But one of the knee-jerk reactions that happened down in South Carolina is they actually sprayed for the mosquitoes for the Zika virus, the Zika mosquitoes, to kind of whatever.
Carry the virus, right.
Yeah, and what it ended up doing was killing 2.5 million bees. So
that's a collapse.
You have a handful of humans who have Zika, and all those people basically, I feel really bad for people who have contracted that because it's a horrible disease. But we have just basically, compromised the food supply in that area by killing the bees, because if you don't have pollination, you don't have food. And, if everybody says, well, I eat cows, well, that's great, but the cows have to eat something to become
pollinated grass and hay and, and clover and wheat and, all the good grains. And
so, all this stuff with pesticides and spraying for mosquitoes, because they're such a pest and they carry pestilence and all that. We have to be scientific about this. We need to be methodical and make sure that we're doing the things that are right for the environment. And because we screw up the environment, we screw up our world. And that whole article, I read it, and there were beekeepers that lost so many bees. But I mean, 2.5 million bees. Think about that. That's a genocide.
But again, someone's going to tell you, well, that's like 3 hives. Come on now, or something like that.
3 hives. Most of the hives are like about 50,000 bees. So if you think about that, that's a lot of hives, and that's just the hives that we know about. That's not necessarily
right.
The ones
they don't have them all. They don't know them all, right?
Well, I know you were following this one article about that woman who got smacked in a bar, and the guy was basically sentenced to what?
All right. Well, yeah, what this finally happened is that I guess you could say the finality of it, but since I'm talking about it, we're talking about it, it's really not final. I don't want it to be the final. I want people to still talk about this. Again, what happened is, and again, it was at the end of last year. An FSU player was coming into a bar. There was a woman at the bar, and I'll have the video up on our hypocritical Facebook page.
It was a viral video for sure.
Viral video, and again, here's what I see when I look at it. He's trying to squeeze into the bar, just back in and everything, and she immediately spins like what are those drunk girls? What? And she's already got her fist as she's coming around. She's already got a fist. He tries to grab it to stop her from hitting him. She raises her knee to his crotch. You can see that. He's still trying to calm her down. Then she takes a swipe at him with her other hand that may or may not landed, and he retaliates. Now, even if she didn't land that punch, she still threw it. We don't have a different way to react when someone shoots at you and misses. Oh, well, he shot at me, and miss, so I don't get to shoot back. No, he threw it. So you can't shoot back, right? Because he didn't hit you, you can't fire back. No. That's not right. Retaliate is not a bad word. You make an attack or an assault in return for a similar attack that gives someone a taste of their own medicine. Tit for tat. Now, again, he's apologetic and everything like that. All right. And I'll stop in a second. I totally should have walked away. I'm ashamed of that. I'm sorry. I apologize to the lady in the incident, to her family, to my mom. I know I was not raised that way. If I could do it all over again, I would. To me, no, you were raised right. No one has come out and said he hit first. The only wrong was that she was a woman. He went to court to put an end to it so no one would press charges. He went to it to get it finished so he can say he manned up, did the right thing. And I'm thinking, screw that. It can't be wrong just because she was a woman. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Equality comes in all forms, man, work, or pay, inclusion in clubs, but you can't pick and choose when you don't want to be equal. I'm sorry, is this the man in me? Is this the middle-aged dad in me again?
I think a little bit of it is, but I think also you're basically saying that if the person who he hit would not have been a woman, if it would have been, say, a young guy or something like that, the result would have been different. It would have been so much water under the bridge, boys being boys. But because she happened to be female, when he connected, that was it. It was like,
right. That again, if we're looking for equality, that should never have been in there. Person, person and person. Then everybody gets to say it. Then all of a sudden you put man, woman. Oh, well, everything's different. No, it can't. If we're working towards equality, it can't.
I think that whole, because the internet loves to troll. So I think this comes under the heading of internet trolling, and that, people put the video up and everybody, had to have their 2 cents in. And I agree with you. If he would have hit a guy, I honestly think he should have been charged. And if he hits a girl, he should have been charged. And if that municipality has overlooked that type of behavior in the past, when it's, a guy hitting a guy, or whatever, then they should have overlooked it again. I mean, I don't know what her, final injuries were or whatever. If she just hey, because she's drunk, she just walked it off. I don't know.
Yeah, she had a bruise. She did get bruised, but again, she had it coming. I'm sorry, and that's terrible to say when a man hits a woman. A man is hitting a woman, but a person had it coming. Okay, we're all mentally thinking woman. The person, if you just look at that as a person, that person had it coming. But how can we do that?
So you were different there, because I'm very nonviolent. So it's kind of like, if somebody is, yelling at me, I generally walk away. If somebody's going to try, hey, come at me, bro, it's kind of like, I'm going to walk away.
Right. No. I've been a bartender. I've been in enough bars in my life before I stopped and everything like that. But this is what it reminds me of, is the old story about how you're just sitting there having your little drink and someone goes, hey, you looking at my wife? And you go, What? No, I wasn't looking at your wife. And he goes, what's the matter? Ain't she good enough for you? Well, no, I didn't say that. Oh, so she is good. So you were looking at her. Well, no. Now you're calling me a liar. This is the kind of stuff that happens in bars.
Yeah. People choose fights in bars. Geez, I wonder why.
Yeah, and again, he says he wasn't drinking, but again, I'm sorry. Like I said, take out the word woman, female, her, and she should have been actually, in my opinion, the one that was ticketed. And he goes in, mans up. He has to go to a 10-day work camp. He lost his spot at the college. Listen, the penalty did not fit the crime. If you want to see this kid, and everybody loved this kid before this happened, he was everything, great, did certain things, was a good kid. Now he's on at East Mississippi Community College, which is better known as Last Chance U. Thanks, and you'll be able to see him. There's a Netflix documentary that follows the Last Chance U, so you'll be able to get the tell and check him out there.
Wow, yeah, I think we agree to disagree, but I think we agree in principle that apply it equally. And me, I'm nonviolent. You'd probably punch somebody.
I've never,
No,
first of all, I've never hit a woman, never hit a woman, that I can remember.
You're a pretty.
Now when it didn't have a commentary, well, that's the old joke, I don't want to go there. No, that's too bad. I'm not even going there.
Don't go there. Don't go there. I'm protecting you from yourself. I tell you what, I'm going to let you rant. You're all fired up. Let's rant about penny jars at gas stations.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna. This is the one that keeps brewing on me and everything like that. The penny jar. I love the penny. First of all, I love the penny jar because our money is worth nothing and the penny is worth nothing. And again, there's rumors that if you melt them down and sell a copy, you get more money than the penny was in the first place. But the penny jar, it's called the put and take as well. Now, what are the rules for the penny jar when you're in there? I mean, it's really the Wild West. It's not really their property. It's not our property. One time I needed 2 pennies after she said, 57. So I grabbed 2 pennies and the lady behind the counter goes, and points to the sign on the thing and it says, put one, take one. I'm like what? It says, put one, take one. And I'm like, okay, so I take my change that now has 4 pennies in it because it was like 57. I gave her 1 because I could take 1 penny out of there. So now they give me 4 pennies back. And so I took 1 penny out of my 4 and I went, so you mean like I only put 1 back now, even though I have 4? I just put 1 back? Okay. And so I put the 1 there, picked up grabbed the rest of my hand, and that was my drop the mic moment, and I walked out.
Okay, well, I'll tell you. One thing is I hate carrying change. So if you go somewhere with me, I will hand you all of my change. So if I pay $1.03 for something and I don't want to put that change in my pocket, you will get 97 cents from me. So you get those 3 bonus pennies, but also all the silver change that adds up to 95 cents.
Well, but I loathe the pennies so much that when I get them, a lot of times I just like at a checkout at a drive-through, I throw them over my head into the whatever's near there, the foyer, the trees, whatever. My daughters always go, "What? Why do you do that?" And I said, I can do that 100 times, and it only is $1. And someday an archaeologist is going to find that penny, and it's going to be worth a lot more to him than it ever was to me. So
that's awesome.
So just to finish, so what's the rule here when you're there? I mean, you shouldn't take more than 3 pennies, out of a thing. And if you take 4, you should have to put 1 in instead of taking 4. You're never going to take 4. You should be adding 1. If you don't take 2, then you put 3 back, and that costs you 5 cents, but that's part of the deal, all right? And that's the nickel swing spot, unfortunately, and you can only take 3 if there's multiple in there. So now you have to factor in the amount of pennies that are in the jar before you take more than 1. If there are 3, you can take 2, but don't you ever clean it out, all right? There always has to be an ante that you keep going. And of course, there are always 2 kinds of cashiers, those that are aware and those that are just punched in. Like if there's a penny needed and there's 1 there, take it. Don't say 56 to me and then give me 4 cents back. When there's 6 in the cup, reach for it, lady. You got it right there. You need it. I need it before I do. All right. You don't get an attaboy at the end of the night if there's money still in there. It isn't your tip or anything like that. I'd really like to do some sort of study where I could get a grant to see what happens. Like if a gas station put 1 penny in when it was empty, how many times would they have to put a penny in there during the day? I mean, even if they did it 100 times, it only cost $1.
I will bet you there's already a study on that.
No, I'm the original thinker. Always me. I'm the first one. If they did it, it's because they heard me ranting about it before this.
That's hilarious. I got to tell a real quick little story. My daughter, you know, our whole family rides motorcycles, but my daughter used to commute from up here down to Illinois to a job she had. And one of the things she used to do is never carry any change. And this was way back when you still threw change in the tolls in Illinois. She would always pull up to the toll, stop her motorcycle, because people were like you, they drop it on the ground and not pick it up. And she was able to always pay her toll by stopping the motorcycle and picking it up.
That's fantastic. Right? That's fantastic.
It was pretty cool. Yeah. So now you've gotten that out of your system.
It's on tape. It's on tape now. Yes.
Yes. Let's see what's going on in Milwaukee. I was going to talk about something else, but we're going to move on because we're running low on time. Go for it. What do we all got going on?
That's the happenings. I know the couple that I said. There's an East Side Tomato Romp. I never heard of this. It's been on for 10 years with the Hunger Task Force. 8,000 pounds of overripe tomatoes are going to be used. That sounds like fun.
Hunger Task Force, awesome charity. If you have time, volunteer. If you have money, give them a few bucks. And during Thanksgiving, you can donate turkeys and other things. And all times of the year, there's always a need. So definitely a great thing. And then what else did you come up with? You had the you said you had found
there were a lot of fall festivals. I mean, there's like a Maple Fest in Marshfield. I mean, it's like the fests are starting to come here, and of course,
fall festivals. Yep.
Right, and that's what we're just getting. What I really would like is if there are any people out there that still like our program and they listen to us, send in on our Facebook page. I would love to see any haunted houses that are in the area that you like.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea. Let's do a compilation of haunted houses. I think it'd be really cool.
Hubertus I've been to, that's great. There was one out in Hartford that's excellent. Yeah.
Lapham Peak does like a fright hike. It's 2 nights and it's a small donation, but it's actually really cool. And a lot of the local places, put it together. So it's like there's a little bit of everything. So yeah, I think that's a really cool idea. We need to do a compilation of that. I know one of the things that I wanted to talk about was Doors Open Milwaukee. If people don't know what that is, that's happening September 17th and 18th. And that's one of those things where you get to explore Milwaukee, like places you can't get into, like basements and back rooms. And
the rave. I have got to go to the rave one. I'm doing the rave one. That's it.
Yeah. Cool. I know a few people who did it last year and they said it was amazing. You cannot do everything on the list, so you have to be very choosy what you want to do. But I think you already have the link on the Facebook page for the Doors Open Milwaukee. So people, please check that out. That's pretty cool to be able to go and see, some of the haunts that you aren't normally allowed to go, crawl through. And I think that'd be kind of cool. So anything else you got to add here, Dave? Or are we pretty much going to wrap it up here?
No, I think we're pretty good. Again, just some other things that are coming up. Maple Fall Fest in Marshfield. Beef-A-Rama. I know that's not one you're going to. That's in Milwaukee. The Warrens Cranberry Festival is September 24th and 26th. Again, we are a big cranberry state, so as much people don't know that. We are one of the biggest cranberry producing areas there is. So
yeah, get that ocean spray on.
Ocean spray.
So yeah.
All right. So good. Yeah, and go pack and then again, if anybody listened to it before the weekend, again, one more last time, the Rocky Horror Picture Show is at the Oriental at midnight on Saturday.
Oh, that's awesome. So yeah, totally that time warp thing going on. People got to go do that. And if you've never seen it, if you're young and you're a millennial and you've never seen Rocky Horror Picture Show, go see the original now, because it's my understanding that they're remaking it. So you have something to compare to, and all of us old people will probably go see the new one and then go, it's not as good as the original.
All right. Well, that's about it, right?
Yeah, that's about it. We'd like to thank our listeners, your mom and my neighbor, Pat. Pat's been pretty active, commenting on our Facebook.
Hello, Pat.
Hey, Pat. Commenting on our Facebook and and our YouTube channel. And if you know somebody who'd be interested in some Milwaukee stuff or the crazy things we're talking about, you tell 2 people, they'll tell 2 people, and pretty soon we'll have more people watching us. Thanks.
And I do have some discs. I'm making discs. I handed out some discs to some friends, so we do have some people listening to it.
Oh, cool. And then you said you'd put some stuff up on iTunes too. So
well, we got to figure out how to get it on iTunes. It's on my iTunes.
Okay. Well, we're going to post some stuff up on iTunes. Be looking for that probably within the next couple of weeks. Dave and I are also going to be, we got to move over to YouTube Live. We've been using a Google Hangouts. They're going to be shutting that down. So we're going to be moving over to YouTube Live. So if there's a little bit of a delay between shows, please understand we're, you know, we're figuring
under construction.
Yeah, we're under construction, figuring out technical.
Pardon our dust.
Right, and then I think we're also going to do a few more random rants coming up, or like after hours deep rants. We got a few things, and that's going to happen in the next couple of weeks. And other than that, we can sign off. Tell everybody to go look at our Facebook page and you know, share us on Twitter.
Hypocritical on Facebook and on YouTube. Hip or critical, very easy to find.
Hip or critical, because we are hip and we are critical. And Dave likes to rant. Love you, Ed Milwaukee. Peace out. High five.
High five.
Okay, bye, everybody.